You are saying to them that this deal that I'm proposing matters way less to me than it's going to matter to you. So tell me now if you're going to waste my time. Okay. Tell me now if you are going to waste my time. And what that's going to do, Edward, because Edward's the one that asked the question, what this is going to do, Edward, if you continue to ask this properly and you practice it and you get good at it, is the business owner is going to do one of two things. Okay. Option A, business owner is actually interested. And for some reason, they're saying that the way that they're saying it, whatever, is it sounds like it's too good to be true because maybe they're distracted, or maybe that's just because that's how they are. Okay. That's option A. And when you say that, it's going to draw them close to you, right? It's going to bring them in. You're going to be pulling and they're going to be coming with you, right? Because they heard you, they like the idea, they want other lead sources, they're tired of Angie's List. And now you're saying, hey, that great deal I was talking about, those free leads, like you need to tell me why I should give them to you. You're pulling back. So they're going to start to chase you and they're going to go, no, dude, look, I am really interested. In fact, let me tell you this, me and my partner, me and my spouse, me and whatever, we were just talking the other day about we need to change it up from Home Advisor. We need to change it up from Angie's List. So this is like perfect timing. So I'm sorry if it didn't sound like I was interested. I'm just distracted. That's what they're going to do if they're interested. Okay. They're going to try and sell you. They're going to play along. They're going to come with you. And guess what, Edward? Now you know that business owner is actually serious. Okay. If they're not, and they really are just giving you the yes, sounds good, because they want to get you off the phone, they're too scared to tell you no, any of those things, guess what they're going to do? You're going to give them an out and they're going to go, well, you know what, man, you're actually right. Like we are paying for Home Advisor, but like we're not really, actively trying to grow that side of the business. We're focusing on commercial. We're focusing on partner, whatever it is. Right. So yeah, I think you should send them to somebody else. They're going to tell you and they're going to come clean and they're going to say, yeah, you're right. You're giving them an opportunity to not waste your time. Okay. But what happens is when we haven't done a ton of this, when we've never cold called, we get the first person that answers the phone. We do our pitch. Maybe it's 50% good. They kind of understand it. They kind of don't, right? They say yes. And we're so nervous to ask the hard question because of the answer that we might get that we don't ask it so that we can hang up the phone and tell ourselves that we just hooked somebody. Okay. But you can ask Edward this, and Edward, I'm sure you're listening to this, shaking your head going, yeah, you're right. Who cares about what it feels like in the moment? What matters is that business owner actually interested in, in taking your leads. Okay. So guys, that is a pullback. Okay. That is a pullback. Now I use pullbacks all throughout my sales process. I use pullbacks all throughout my relationships. I use pullbacks in all areas of my life. It's called no fear of loss. Okay. When you have a no fear of loss mentality, you are walking around life and you feel bulletproof because no matter what happens, you don't care about losing it. You don't care about losing that deal. You don't care about losing and when you do that, it gives you control because you're like, hey, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If you want to be in, be in. If not, then let's split ways. Okay. If you guys can master the art of the pullback, it will help you in all areas of life, but it will help you to always know where the deal is at. And it will help you to gain and have always in total control over the prospect. Okay. And I know that kind of sounds a little bit bad, but guys, that's what this is about. We need to have that control because what happens, like we get to some of these conversations and the business owner spins it in such a way that it leaves them with all the control, right? We get to the end of a conversation, we get to the end of a pitch. They say, hey, thanks for your information. Let me call you back. No. That's not how this works, bro. That's not how this works, ma'am. You don't call me back. Like, that's not how this works. If this doesn't make sense for you, no problem. Let me know right now. But guess what? I don't do callbacks. I don't do let me think about it, right? And you could say this in a little bit more, softened way. But I don't do that. If somebody at the end of a call says, let me, give me your number and I'll give you a call. No. You ain't working on your time. We're not working on your time. You're on mine, buddy. Right? I have something you need and I'm the only one that has it. You have something that I want and everybody has it. So let's get the picture straight here. You're not going to tell me what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. And again, this is just my mentality. I'm not saying this is exactly what I say, but this is a mentality you guys got to have. You have to remember what you have is way more valuable than what they have. You are one person and you are the only option, right? Besides Home Advisor, which isn't even comparable. You are the option. There's one of you. There's 5, 10, 15, sometimes there's 20 of them. And there, guess what? Steve's money is the same as Jack's money, is the same as Jill's money, is the same as Sophie's money. I don't care who it comes from. It all spends the same. The fun coupons all spend the same. They're all dirty. They all stink and they're all ridiculous, but I love them. Okay. So I don't care who's giving me the fun coupons. Shout out to Jordan Belfort for the fun coupon word. I don't care who's giving them to me. Okay. Because it's all the same. But guess what? My stuff's different. So guys, that's what's so interesting about sales. A lot of this is mentality, but when you have that mentality, you're going to say things in such a way that it's going to convey that mentality of, I don't need you, dude. Like, let's not get this twisted. I don't need you. I'm giving you an opportunity. And I thought it would be a good idea because you're paying for Google ads. Do you want to do it or not? Because I can give free leads I can go throw a rock and I can hit 5 business owners that will take free leads. That's not what I'm looking for. You ain't helping me out. Okay. Do you want to grow? Okay, good. Are you going to answer my call when I send the leads? Good. Are you going to ghost me when I want to talk about business? Because I'm here to earn your business. I'm just going to earn your trust first. Okay, good. Then we're on the same page. I'm going to send you a lead. I'm going to call you. I'm going to have my assistant call you, whatever. Save this number. And when I call, pick up the damn phone because it's going to be a hot lead. Okay, save it however you want to save it, call or answer now, hot lead, whatever. Make sure when I call that you answer the phone because I'm going to have money on the phone for you and it's your job to close it. Are we on the same page? Yeah, awesome. Sounds good, Steve. Now, guess what? You have the control. Now, guess what? That person, if they were dicking you around, you already know, and they've come clean and you can move on to the next person. Okay. The pullback's amazing. It is an art. You can use it in all areas of life. And then everyone always asks, how can you overuse it? What if I ask it? Like, that's the problem, guys, is we're so afraid of losing the deal that we're never going to get any deals. You have to be willing to say things. Listen to this very carefully. This is some sales nuggets from 10 years of experience. You have to be willing to say and do things that risk you losing the deal to become somebody that's an incredible salesperson, okay? Because you have no fear of loss, because you don't care. And that doesn't mean you're going to go burn a deal on purpose, but hey, I got to say this thing. There's a chance it's going to piss them off and I'm going to lose the deal, but I don't give a shit because the next guy's money spends the same as his or hers. So I'm going to say it, okay? I remember a specific time I did a pullback. This was back when I thought junk removal was a good idea. And the funny story is, guys, and this is funny because I just said this to Curtis, I actually set up an ads campaign, right? And I did it in the wrong city. And when I say I did it, it actually wasn't me. It was one of my team members. It was the right city name, but I think they had the wrong state, right? There's Fayetteville, Arkansas, there's Fayetteville, North Carolina. It was one of those. So we were running ads in the wrong city, right? So like, imagine the ad said concrete contractor, Fayetteville, AR. And really it's Fayetteville, NC. And if you're sitting in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and you see it says AR, who the hell's going to click on it, right? So we're burning through money. Nobody knows. And finally we catch on because we're not getting any leads, right? We get like one lead and it's like $100. So we discover this problem. But here's what's crazy is we got that lead. And I was like, look, we're not running a campaign in that area, but like, let's just take that lead. Let's give it to somebody. Let's see if we can get somebody that's interested. So I call this guy and I do my spiel. I get him on the hook. He's interested. And we kind of go through. I send him a couple leads and he was really responsive in the beginning. And towards the middle / end, when I started asking for the Zoom call, he got weird, right? He got to that ghost me. Well, I don't know. And he started like acting like he was doing me a favor. And I was like, no, hell no, bro. So I end up calling him out. I text him and I said, hey, can't even remember his name. I was like, hey, so-and-so, here's the deal, man. I've sent you 3 leads. You told me you get on the phone. If you can't call me by 5 o'clock today, we're done. Get a phone call from him. And he at least had the decency. He calls me, he starts wafting. And I kind of went into that mode. I was like, look, I don't care if I'm going to lose this deal. I really don't. And I basically said to him, in essence, I said, hey guy, here's the thing. You have something I want. I have something you need. There's one of me, there's a bunch of you. Okay. If you don't want to do this deal, if you don't want to hop on the phone and hear what I have to say, that's completely fine. I'm going to go sell them to your competition and you can see how that tastes. Right. And I didn't say it exactly like that, but that was essentially what I was saying. And holy shit, did that not go over well? That guy freaked out, flipped out, started calling me this, calling me that, whatever. I can't even remember what he was accusing me of. And I burned the deal. Right. Hang up the phone. It's like, well, that didn't work. I must have said it wrong, whatever. And I was very aggressive. I was pissed off. He was dodging me. And I was in the middle of like, this is the year I did $1 million the first time ever. I was confident. I was definitely on the arrogant side. I was bulletproof, saying shit that was way over the top. And I get a call and it's from the same area code. And it's this lady goes, hey, is this Nick Wood? Yeah. Is this Evergreen? Okay, cool. And awesome. Well, just so you know, I'm going to report you to this person. And I just sat there and laughed. I said, awesome. What information you need from me, ma'am? I'm happy to share it. Happy to give you my information. Go ahead and report me. But and by the way, it ended up being his wife. His wife was calling to bully me. Dude, imagine that you have to have your wife call and do it. Amazing, right? Or if you're a woman and you have to have your husband do it. Like he couldn't even deal with it himself. So she's threatening to report me to this and that. And I'm like, okay, what information you need from me? I'm happy to send you my website. Here's my personal cell phone. I was a complete asshole about it. Nothing ever came. I'm telling you this because I am willing to say stuff on calls that quite honestly would make you very, very uncomfortable. If you don't believe me, go ask Kyle Patton, go ask Cowboy Kyle. I'll get on sales calls with him. And maybe some of you guys have been on those calls. When people start wafting, they start giving me their bullshit about this and that, and they gotta do this. We'll call you in a week because I'm going to be settled in my new town. And I say, that's bullshit. Are you doing this or not? And I'll say stuff that I know damn well could burn the deal. But the difference between me and you, or the difference between me and most of you, is that I don't care. I don't care. Your deal, you joining my program, you buying my leads, you renting my office space or my whatever, my real estate, I don't give a shit because I don't need the money. I don't need it. Do I want it? Of course I do. Do I need it? Nope. And your money spends just like the other person's, so I don't care. But here's the thing is you're wasting my time. So are you going to do it? Shit or get off the pot, bro. That's my mentality, right? So what I'm trying to instill in you guys is that you guys start focusing on this pullback. Start going and watching my closes, some of the closes I've posted, and listening to how I say it. Go watch some of my live calls. I've got some live calls I posted on YouTube somewhat recently. And I think I did like a full live call a couple months ago. Go and listen, dude. It's raining. It's never rains in my hometown. It's raining again. Thank you, hurricane, whatever it is. Go and listen to those and listen to not just what I say, but how I say it. Okay. Commit to getting good at the pullback, and it will literally save you a bunch of time, a bunch of money on ads, a bunch of headache, a bunch of heartache. If you will just have the guts when things seem too good to be true, or when business owners start wafting, or in business, when you feel like you're losing control of the deal, the only thing you can do is do a pullback.